We begin with Iran and the tragic developments there. A helicopter crash that resulted in the death of their president and foreign minister. The chopper went missing yesterday. Today, the worst was confirmed. Tehran has declared 5 days of mourning, but it also insists that there won't be a disruption, that the government will continue operating. It will be a big test for the hardliners who rule the country. They must find a successor, and they must do so quickly, someone who can steer Iran through one of the most volatile periods in West Asia. Tonight, as we recount the events of the last 24 hours, we'll also look at the road ahead. And we begin with some images, the last moments of President Ebrahim Raisi.
بازدید رئیس جمهور از راهگذر ترانزیتی شمال غرب کشور مسیری مواصلاتی به هم متصل می‌کند.
در مرز کلاله و بعد از اون به موازات مرز
سدی که تهران و باکو آن را نما.
This video was aired by Iranian state TV. The chopper crashed on Sunday. Raisi and his team were in the northeast of Iran, in the province called East Azerbaijan. It's on the border between Iran and Azerbaijan, but the crash happened in Iranian territory. They were returning from a ceremony, a dam opening at the border. It was a high-profile event. Azerbaijan's President Ilham Aliyev was also present. So this ceremony was Raisi's last official act as Iran's president. The chopper went down in this area, the Dizmar protected area. It's a wildlife corridor spread across Iran's border with Azerbaijan. There were 9 officials on board this chopper. The president was accompanied by Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian, a governor, a cleric, and 5 other close aides. No one survived the crash. Their deaths were announced by Iranian state TV this morning.
We are all from God and we go back to Him. The servant of Imam Reza and the servant of people, Dr. Sayyid Ebrahim Raisi, the President of the Islamic Republic of Iran, became a martyr in the path of serving the people.
So what happened? Why and how did the chopper crash? The details are limited as of now. Here's what we have. This was a hilly area covered by dense forest. As you can see, the weather was poor yesterday. There was a thick fog over the area, and these conditions could have led to the crash. The Iranian press is reporting that Raisi's chopper made a hard landing, so the weather may have caused complications for the pilot. But did the helicopter malfunction? The possibility cannot be ruled out. The president and his team were flying in a Bell 212. That was the name of the chopper, Bell 212. It's an American chopper, a 4-decade-old relic, most likely bought before the Islamic Revolution during the rule of the Shah. This was a non-combat chopper designed to ferry government officials. So the chopper was fit for the purpose. But was it fit for flying? 40 years is a long time, even for the best of machines. Iran has been under Western sanctions for years now. It did not have access to replace parts of the chopper or to any new equipment. Now, it's not clear how well this machine was maintained. Here's what experts say. Given the lack of technology and upgrades, the pilot had to rely solely on their ability to navigate tricky situations like bad weather or difficult terrain. So the helicopter could have been outdated. As it turned out, 2 more choppers were part of Raisi's convoy. Both survived. It was only the president's ride that crashed. Was this a case of foul play then? So far, there's nothing to suggest that. Tehran has been treading cautiously. Yesterday, we heard from Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, and he chose his words carefully.
Whether you are present here or those who will hear my message later, be sure that there will be no disruption in the work of the country. Officials have been busy with their work very strongly since this evening after hearing the news of the incident.
Israel has been cautious too. When the announcement came today, Israeli officials were quick to distance themselves. Israel says they had no role whatsoever in this crash. What about the United States? The American president is yet to comment. Reports say Joe Biden has been briefed. He's yet to make a public statement. Leaders from the UAE, Russia, China and the European Union have all spoken. They've offered condolences to Tehran. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi also issued a statement. He was in fact among the first leaders to offer condolences. And what about the people of Iran? How have they reacted to President Raisi's death? Well, the reactions have been mixed. Inside Iran, in some pockets, people took to the streets to mourn their president's death. Some crowds were seen in neighboring Iraq too. But some reports paint a different story. They say people distributed sweets when Raisi and his allies were declared dead. Outside Iran, in Germany and the UK, some Iranians in exile celebrated. In the days ahead, the world will be closely watching Iran. Mohammad Mokhber, Iran's current vice president, has taken charge for now. This is a temporary appointment. If a serving president passes in office, Iran's constitution mandates a fresh election. Some observers fear that this tragedy could spark a power struggle.
I mean, I think a lot of people might celebrate or might be happy, but also a lot of people, I think, naturally would be very worried. We all expected a ferocious struggle for power to begin after Khamenei dies. It might have already begun with this incident.
There are no obvious successors in sight yet. How the hardliners navigate the situation could determine the future of the regime and that of the country.
Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alison Lagrange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. South Africa goes to the polls on the 29th of May. I will track the election and bring you ground reports. Is it the end of the road for the African National Congress? And will former President Jacob Zuma stage a dramatic comeback? From elections to climate change to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global south. Join me every weekday live on Firstpost.